First of all, identifiers can include variables, constants, and functions. Now, the scope of any identifier is the part of the program in which it is valid. Global identifiers are defined before the main function, and they are known throughout the entire program. Global constants and global functions are fine, but do not ever use global variables. That is terrible style. So we're going to say ixnay to global variables. Local identifiers are defined in a function and are only known to that function. Now, when we talk about scope, we often talk about blocks, and what we do is draw a block diagram. Now, a block can include any function, so I'm just going to draw a box around the main function. I'm also going to draw a box around this function called function 1. So those are two blocks. And then another block is the entire program. All right, so these are the blocks that we have in this particular program. So anything that I define in this block here, which is the entire program, for example, constants, those are known throughout the entire program. If I make my function 1 prototype also global by putting it before main, then that means it's known throughout the entire program. So the scope of an identifier is the part of the program in which it is valid, and that is the block in which it is defined. So anything that's defined up here before main, those are global. Anything that is defined or declared within a function is local. So if I have variable declarations here inside of the main function, then they're only known within the main function. Function 1, same thing. If I have variable declarations inside function 1, then they're only known to this function. Now, I can call function 1 from the main function because I made this prototype global, so I can call function 1 from anywhere. Let's take a look at a slightly different organization where we have two functions, and I have the function prototypes in different places. So again, let's draw blocks around the functions. So function 1, whatever that includes, function 2, and the main function. So these are all blocks, and then the other block is the entire program. Now, in this particular case, I have one global identifier, and that is the function 1 prototype. So that means function 1 is known throughout the entire code. So I can call function 1 from anywhere. I could call it from the main function. I could call it from function 2. I can call it from anywhere. Now notice, however, that I made function 2 prototype local to the main function. That means that only the main function knows about it, and I can only call function 2 from the main function. I could not call it, for example, from function 1. Function 1 doesn't know anything about it because the prototype was local to main. So you can do that. It's common, however, to make all of your function prototypes global, put them all up here, and the same thing for constants.